Welcome to video number 7 in the Chronicle of Liberty series. I'm going to just talk a little bit about liberty and things we find in ourselves today. It's on my mind, so I want to kind of jump in a little bit. As we look at the leadership of our country, and who do we see that will defend our liberties? Who among those in power are worried about our freedoms? Do we have any? As I've watched over my lifetime, it seems there have been few freedom fighters in positions of power. Two of my favorites are Ron and Rand Paul, and Matt Gaetz, Chip Roy, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Donald Trump. It's a short list to be sure. But what are they able to do? They can only scream and argue in political forums. Where is the man or woman who will fight and lead this country in preserving our liberties? Tucker Carlson, Vince Everett Ellison, Glenn Beck, Chris Hall, all great. All of them are great. These people, though, only have voices in the media. And to be sure, they reach millions, but can they lead us? Are they going to try to lead us? What about the religious leaders? There are many who taught the principles of freedom and liberty. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Franklin Graham, Reverend Robert Jeffress, Rabbi Jonathan Cahn, he's amazing, and Elder Ezra Taft Benson, to name a few of the great voices. And last video I introduced in the Book of Mormon, Captain Moroni, and here are some of the qualities as he was described as he led an entire nation, this nation 2,100 years ago, in the fight for their liberties. In Alma 48, starting in verse 7, we read, Moroni had been preparing the minds of the people to be faithful unto the Lord their God. He was preparing to support their liberty, their lands, their wives, and their children, and their peace, and that they might live unto the Lord their God, and that they might maintain that which was called by their enemies the cause of Christians. Moroni was a strong and a mighty man. He was a man of perfect understanding, yea, a man that did not delight in bloodshed, a man whose soul did joy in the liberty and freedom of his country, and his brethren from bondage and slavery. He was a man who was firm in the faith of Christ, and he had sworn with an oath to defend his people, his rights in his country and his religion, even to the loss of his blood. Moroni believed God would make it known unto him where they should go to defend themselves against their enemies, knowing that the Lord would deliver them, and this was the faith of Moroni. And his heart did glory in it, not in the shedding of blood, but in the doing good, in preserving his people, yea, in keeping the commandments of God, yea, and resisting iniquity. So I ask again, where is our modern day Captain Moroni? Who will rise up in these days to lead the good men and women against the evil forces trying to destroy our country? Where is our strong and mighty warrior who cares more about God and our liberties than he does about his own life? Where are the men, even like our forefathers, like George Washington? He said, liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth. He also said, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. It may be impossible to find such an individual on a national level, but we should certainly be looking for them. And we can also, at our county level, be looking for honorable men that will defend our liberties at the level of a sheriff. And this should be our goal and what we seek for at the county level. Find those good men and women who are going to defend our Constitution as sheriffs. They are the tip of the spear. Jus meum tabor.